Hacked by a fish tank? I mean, come on, that sounds like something straight out of a Hollywood heist movie, right? But it's a true story. And today, we're going to unpack this major security breach where, get this, the culprits weren't some master spies. Nope. They were hackers who found their way in through a very, very unexpected place.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Imagine a high-end casino. What do you think is its most valuable asset? You might think it's the cash in the vault, right? But it's probably not. It's almost always the database of its high rollers. So, put on your black hat for a second. If you wanted to steal that data, how would you do it? Maybe a super complex virus? Bribe an employee? How about through the fish tank in the lobby? Yeah, you heard me right, the fish tank. The key to unlocking the casino's most guarded secrets, the critical vulnerability, was a tiny, smart thermometer in an aquarium.
So you've got to be asking, how on earth does a fish tank bring down a casino security? Well, let's dive into the bizarre but very real details of the fish tank heist. So this all went down back in 2017. There was this casino, somewhere in North America, and they suddenly realized that hackers had gotten into their network. And what did they steal? The crown jewels, the high roller list. So naturally, an investigation kicks off. And where does it lead? You guessed it. They trace the point of entry all the way back to that internet-connected fish tank. Okay, so to really get how a simple fish tank becomes a major cybersecurity threat, we need to talk about the tech that makes it all possible. And that is the Internet of Things, or as you've probably heard it called, the IoT. And you know, the funny thing is, the concept is actually pretty simple. The IoT is just, well, it's a giant network of physical objects. We're talking about everything from your car and your fridge to huge industrial tools. They all have little sensors and software inside them that lets them connect to the internet and share data. And believe me, you are surrounded by these devices every single day. Think about it. Smart thermostats, those big refrigeration and HVAC systems in buildings, the voice assistants like Alexa people have, CCTV cameras, even your car. They are all part of this massive, interconnected web. Now, here's the thing you really need to get. This isn't just some small tech trend. Some experts are literally calling the rise of the IoT the fourth industrial revolution. I mean, think about that. Just like the steam engine completely changed the world back in the 1800s, the IoT is doing the same thing today. It's completely reshaping our world, blurring those lines between the physical and the digital. But, and this is a big but, here's the catch. All this amazing new connectivity, well, it also creates this huge and often totally undefended new playground for cyber attacks. Every single one of those connected devices, no matter how simple it seems, is a potential weak spot, a weakest link. You know, Nicole Egan, she's the CEO of Darktrace, that's the cybersecurity firm that actually investigated this casino breach. She put it perfectly. She said that the IoT expands the attack surface. And that's just a fancy way of saying all the possible doors a hacker can try to open. And the scary part? Most of these new doors aren't protected by our old school security systems. So back to the casino. Here's the play-by-play of how the hackers pulled it off. First, they got their foothold. They broke into the fish tank's smart thermometer. Easy enough. From there, they used that one tiny insecure device to jump onto the casino's main network. Once they were inside, it was just a matter of finding the prize, that high roller database. And then, and this is the craziest part, they pulled 10 gigabytes of data back out through that very same thermometer and shipped it off to a server in Finland. Absolutely wild.
And look, as wild and kind of funny as this story is, the fish tank heist isn't just some one-off anecdote. It's a huge warning sign. It's about a much, much bigger vulnerability that honestly affects all of us.
And it's not just this one case. Robert Hannigan, who used to be the head of the UK's big digital spying agency, GCHQ, he says this stuff happens all the time. He talked about seeing a bank get hacked through its CCTV cameras. And he hit on a really key point. These devices are almost always bought based on how cheap they are, not how secure they are. And that really is the heart of the problem, isn't it? For the companies making these smart gadgets, what do they care about? Well, making it work well, making it easy to use, and of course, keeping the price down. Security, encryption, that stuff is often just an afterthought. And that leaves these things wide open for an attack. And this is why this is so much bigger than just a casino. Just imagine for a second that hackers use a similar weak spot to get into our critical infrastructure. We're talking about banks, power plants, our water supply, even the huge refrigeration and HVAC systems that keep our food safe. The potential for real, widespread damage is just immense. Okay, so with this whole new threat landscape, What's the lesson? What can we actually learn from a hacked fish tank that helps us protect ourselves in this crazy connected world?
The big takeaway is this, and it's super important. Any device connected to the internet, I don't care how small or dumb it seems, is a potential door for an attacker. That thermostat, that camera, even a smart light bulb, they are all potential gateways into your network. Now, obviously, manufacturers need to do a better job here. But there are things we can all do. The experts point to a few basic but really vital steps. First, just connect less stuff. If a device doesn't absolutely need to be online, don't connect it. Second, put your IoT gadgets behind a firewall. That helps keep them separate from your important computers. And finally, the golden rule of all cybersecurity: keep your software updated. All of it. That's how you patch up these security holes. Which kind of brings us to our final question, and it's one I want you to really think about. As our homes and our offices get packed with more and more of these smart devices, it's worth asking yourself, how many insecure fish tanks are already on your network, just sitting there, waiting for someone to find them?